Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Surviving Mars, a brand new simulation game brought to you by Bulgarian Haemimont Games and published by Paradox Interactive, the same publisher that brought you City Skylines, the same developer that did the last 3 Tropicos and some various other strategy games and city building games. So as soon as I saw this, it took my attention as being 2 seconds. Let's see if I'm recording properly. Yeah, because it's something new. It's a city builder on Mars, which is fantastic in this day and age. So I'm really looking forward to get stuck into. So let's start a new game. We're going to start it with relatively easy settings. I have had a go at this just to get my head around a bit at the beginning, but I failed massively and overbuilt on a load of rubbish. So hopefully I'll just learn from that mistake and we can get a good run in at least. So the first thing you need to do in starting our expedition is getting a mission sponsor. So basically what this does is change the varying degree of difficulty. So if you go Russia, it adds a 200% difficulty bonus. If you go Space Y, 150%. USA, pretty easy. All the rest. But if it was an international Mars mission, you get everything. So we're just going to try that because, easy mode. And then you choose your commander profile, and this gives you a bonus tech depending on your profile, plus another ability of some sort. Psychologists, colonists recover 5 additional sanity while resting in their homes. So the entire purpose of this is that, in this game, is that you send out an initial expedition of drones and tech just to start building things, and then eventually you'll want to get various habitats ready for people to come and thrive and live and develop there. But I've definitely not come that far. So, but you'll see that all this in a second. Inventor, drones are gradually optimized to work and construct faster until Sol 100. Autonomous hubs, drone hubs no longer require power or maintenance. See, that could be pretty cool. I think I'm going to go for this because drones are pretty important in this, from what I've seen anyway. Colony logo, spaceship. Serenity, a little drone, Mr. Handy, Curiosity, one small step, Mars U, family values, Brussels routes, biorobot, don't panic. I think I'll go for the final countdown, the big old V. Victorious. And then this is our original shuttle, which will be landing on Mars, and this is what it will be containing. So we're not going to contain any colonists just yet, because, well, they'll probably soon die. So this has got a couple of prefabricated buildings, a drone hub, moisture evaporator, and a couple of Stirling generators, which they generate power, quite a substantial amount of power. There's other ways of developing power, but these are quite useful. And it was an RC, some remote-controlled vehicles, rovers, explorers, transports. Explorers can analyze anomalies. Rovers command your drones remotely and can repair them. And transporters can transport various resources that we finding on Mars back and forth from our base and to building sites and things like that. So we're not going to bring up any concrete, metals, food. We're going to bring up some polymers, machine parts, electronics, and orbital probes. The source unit as well. Right. Look at that. Well, nah. That'll be fine. Yeah. What's the name of our first ship? Musky boy 1. Okay. And then now we just have to find our landing site. These like some already established ones. This is pretty good. Metals 3, concrete 2, water 4, but the threats are low. So you got threats from dust devils, contaminate buildings, dust storms. This is the thing. Mars dust can get all over your constructions and buildings and oxygen generators, and you're this and you're that. So what you need is protection from that, really. There's also meteors that could hit the planet, which is always fantastic. And then cold waves, which in our cell cells increasing the power consumption of vehicles. Water tower was frozen during cold waves, so that's no good. Let's play it relatively safe. I would do want lots of metal. Oh, here you go. Top air. Tiny threat of meteors. That'll be fine. Oh, they do. Well, they comprise of metal or polymers, so yeah. Lithium beta. Let's just go here. Boom. Relatively flat, and yeah, all good stuff. Let's go. The thing is, when I originally played this, I had no clue. Mars. I just did not know what the hell I was. Well, I gathered a bit of it, but I didn't really go anywhere with it. It does take a bit of getting your head around. It's not as straightforward as plastering everything down. And it did so well to get into, so I'm glad I didn't record it actually, because it's just absolutely frustrating. But anyway, welcome to Mars, Commander. Mission Control Log Number 1. Welcome to Mars. Everyone at Mission Control is impatient to see the rocket touching down and unloading its precious cargo. Our remotely controlled eyes and hands on the red planet, the drones and rovers. Our goal is to secure a foothold for humanity by building the first Martian dome. This daunting endeavour will allow the brave pioneers, the founders, to settle on Mars and prove that the colony is sustainable. But until then, we have to make sure the colony has enough construction, resources, water, oxygen and power. And I try to make these videos about half an hour long, compared to my FPS videos, which are just pure, unadulterated action. Give a half an hour vids a quick go, just see how they are. I need to get like intros and outros back on my videos as well, because I've just been a lazy bastard, to be fair. And so it's nice and flat. So let's designate a landing site for the rocket. That's fine. So our rocket's down here, and these are orbital probes as well. We've got one place, like, so these are all different sectors in that Elysium Beta or whatever that we chose earlier on. And each sector has, it tells you if it's explored or not. This one's unexplored. This one down here is scanned. It'll tell you the high chances of concrete, metals, oxygen, etc. And up here is high chances of water, concrete, metals, and rare metals. So I don't want to go here because there's bugger all there, but I have my full probes, and these can, like, I can start scanning. Which takes time. I can scan up to 5 sectors at a time. It'll go this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And here I'm gonna just throw a probe down there to instantly explore it.
Milestone achieved.
Okay, so milestone achieved. Water found on Mars, so we know there's water here. Scan this one as well. Oh, there you go. So there's metals, concrete. That's the yellow ones here are anomalies, and this is this dollar sign thing here is a precious metal. So that can be. I can't access those yet. I need colonists to mine them out. So we'll come to that. And there's fuck all there. Great. And I got one more. I got another anomaly. Got 2 anomalies on the go. So once I get this rocket landed, we'll be landed. And then there's like surface deposits. So So these are metals just randomly located, dotted around the planet. Found water mass. So we got various different milestones. We got scanned anomaly, launched a rocket from Mars, constructed a dome, first humans on Mars. So this is just a good way of like ticking off your progress. And before we get started, I'll pause that reports now, because that's the thing. Each day, well, I say each day, each sol, quote unquote, is 25 Earth hours. So, you know, not real Earth hours, just in-game Earth hours in sol time or whatever. Martian days consist of 25 Earth hours. Simples. And we're already in hour 10, so like peak sunlight or whatever. This is the thing. You need power in this game. Power to build, to create water, to create oxygen, to do this, that, and the other. But before we get into that, and before we land our rocket, let's have a look at active research. So there's quite a large technology tree in this game. Can I drag this across now? Research will unlock various benefits for the colony. Researching. Sorry if I'm moving my mouse around too much. Research and technology will make a new technology. Any technology will make a new technology in this field available for research. Changing your active research will preserve the progress of the previously researched technology. Okie dokie. Well, so being an inventor, I already have the eye screen like this, so you can see there's quite a lot of technology that's going to research. Biotech, fungal farm, and outdoor. So this year, this drone hub I've already got because I'm an inventor. That was my specialization. I can queue up to 5 things in my research thing here. Social productivity, social physics, robotics, engineering, and biotech. Low G fungi, fungal farm, an outdome building that produces food. So it's yeah, you'll see in a sec how there's drone buildings and dome buildings and outside buildings and inside buildings and all this shit. But let's get started. Okay, let's just research drones and rovers to move 25% faster. Let's have the best drones. The best drones. And okay. Okay, right. Yes, I know. Right, let's get our rocket launch so you can spin it around. This will be like our base of operations initially. And this blue. So everything in this game is done by hexes. So every time we build something, it's not on a flat grid or a square grid. It is on hexes, and this blue outline around the shuttle. This is the distance of all the drones can get to and construct things and do various things. So I'm gonna go right in the middle of all this stuff here and land about here. I'm paused. I can't really tell if the music is too loud. Oh, 2 secs. Apology if the music has been too loud. Let's just turn this down a bit. Trying to get some vol of the actual game. And they are like radio stations as well. Boom. Number one shuttle. And here we have our first entrant, the rover, RC rover number 1. He's got my drones. And RC explorer, he can do all the anomalies. And here's some more droney wise. So these ones here attached to the shuttle. And these ones here, oh yeah, so tin of blue now. These ones here attached to my...
Meteor incoming.
Oh, for fuck's sake, are you serious? Oh, it's gonna hit there. Wow. Well. Suck a duck. Is that repairing that? It's been destroyed. Right, okay. This is a fantastic start. That's why I get for choosing a place with a 2-star meter. Like, bloody pain. The pain. I guess it's a resource transport. The first thing I want to do is get rid of all of these surface deposits, and they're all metal. So you can bring up your. This is my building toolkit here. So infrastructure, power, production, life support, storage, and then into the dome things. Then, but that'll come later. And when I bring up my menu, then as well, I have my resource overview. So in this, I have my available funding from all the good, generous nations of Earth. Research, so through colonists, institutes, sponsors, as I got there, outsourcing and research labs, I generate per sol a certain amount of research, and this research I generate goes into this what I'm researching here. So this requires 1,000, so this will take me 1, 2, 3, or 3.5 turns to get that. Well, as I said, turns sols. And then these are the grid resources I got. So my power grid, my oxygen grid, and my water grid, and any surpluses or deficits I have in there then. And then you got your basic resources. So these are things I need to build or to feed or to exchange back. So another one eventually. So I have money now. $25,609 million. And I get metals, concrete, food to like build up everything, and then eventually I'll be able to crack into these rare metal slots. And with these rare metals, I'll be able to launch shuttles back to Earth to give me more funding and grow even more, and then ruin this planet just like we ruined Earth eventually, you know. And then there's advanced resources which are used for maintenance and making specialized buildings and producing fuel to send these rockets back, etc. So that's fucking bullshit. This unit's been damaged. This drone will be salvaged in one. It is now just metal. Okay. Okie dokie. The first thing we're gonna do. Get that explorer exploring this anomaly. Get this rover down here. Alright. The first thing we want to build is just storage units. Universal depots. So we're gonna keep all of our shit over here. Sorry, excuse my language. But it's going to come out. This game will frustrate. No doubt. Alright, it's not very tidy, but it'll do. You know, we just got to Mars, like, no one's going to, like, complain about the aesthetics of anything just quite yet. I mean, there's no one here for crying out loud. Right. So the actual first thing I want to do, right? This transport, yeah. You can make a transport route from this to there. Okay. Right, yeah, he's doing his thing. At least someone's doing something. He's doing that. You know, everything's good going. Now I'm gonna build. So the first thing we need is power. Power to do things. My shuttle was full of advanced resources and bits and pieces, so these guys are just doing the do. They will automatically start doing things. You can set priority to various these all colonist things, but we get onto those a bit later on. There'll probably be a couple episodes deep before that happens. But let's get some power going, because so you got solar panels. As you can tell, it is now turning into nighttime. We're getting to the end of the sol, and if I had built a solar panel by now, it would be ineffective at this point unless I built a power accumulator, which is just a massive battery. So there's two other ways of getting power during the night. There's wind turbines, which do increase
listening to Mars Official Radio
Well,
with Panama.
okay, you can shut the hell up for
radio
now.
host choice with the best radio voice.
Thank you. I'm speaking. We might listen to you later. It's fine, but I'm speaking now. So you got wind turbines that can be active all the time, and they benefit from dust storms and things. Solar panels, they don't benefit from dust accumulation because it just gets all over the top of them. You can maintain them, but obviously it costs, like as you can see there, that those 3 little red dots, that's metals. So it costs that to maintain over time. So we have these Stirling generators. They cost 1 polymer to maintain, and they gather dust. But what you can do is you can close them, and these are quite good actually. So what I'll do is I'll start a power things with these things. Sorry, I say things a lot, but I mean something else. Oh shit!
Anomaly found.
Interesting. So let's just get some good old power going, you know.
The probe's drill had hit 100 meters before it detected a spike in temperature. The data tells us it was ignited magnesium compounds.
We're still waiting for confirmation, but the preliminary results are clear. There are signs of chemical burning, indicating a combustible material in contact with the probe. The mechanical friction of the drilling head must have ignited the magnesium. What a great discovery. Scientists on Earth have long planned the creation of jet engines that will burn the carbon dioxide in the Martian atmosphere with the use of magnesium powder. With abundant amounts on site, the research teams could begin preliminary testing of a working prototype right away. Tech boost 10% for all robotics technologies. Fantastic. Well, that doesn't cost 1,000 research anymore. This costs 900. It's going to take 3 turns. That's splendid and tremendous. So this guy's that was the effect of him finding this anomaly. So go and find that bad boy. Alright, so these things are complete. They can be opened and they gather more power, but they get damaged more easily. So this is a maintenance bar on every single building. So this maintenance bar will gradually move up, and once it requires maintenance, so you want to get it back down, it will need 1 of whatever resource. So this will require 1 luxury resource, or advanced resource of the polymer. Other stuff like, well, I haven't built anything yet, but you'll see in a sec. Concrete extractor. So here is concrete, and this will need a concrete extractor. Concrete is used to build more advanced buildings, and also an underground deposit of metals. And colonists seem to get the underground deposits, but for now we can nail these top parts. Okay, got it. Yeah, right. So these things need these things actually need to be plugged into something that is useful. So let's build a concrete extractor. Overlaps deposit. Well, yeah, that's kind of the idea. I can build it here instead. Or maybe it's something else. But overlaps deposit. Yeah, we're on bow. Oh, fuck off. Let's just build this here. Yeah. And we can't fast forward time. Everything's was slow. For now, what else do I need? Recharge station, drone hub. Well, apparently this drone hub doesn't require any power. So that's pretty cool. It's going to use a lot of electronics. And do I need electronics? Well, I'm going to need to so basically, as I'm building, and I can spend more money, I can get resupplies from Earth. So I can get into my cargo rockets, get some prefab buildings, which I might do now actually. Let's get this shit out of the way. I'm going to need a fuel refinery if I'm going to start sending rockets back and forth, to and fro. Let's get a couple more Stirling generators, because, you know, fuck it, why not? And let's get some precious metals, some more polymers, because we're going to need these for building domes and things later, and drones. Drones will be handy. Like, it's going to be just lost one. And a couple more probes, and I think perhaps, mayhaps, maybe just one of each of those, and you know, we're laughing. But let's just call it Liberty, and let's just launch this. 6 probes, metals. We need food, polymers, concrete. Got this concrete here. Alright, so that's launching. So it'll be down the bottom here. These are all like things I can control generally, like units. So I got my transport there who's doing his thing back and forth. I got my RC Explorer who's down here doing his thing. RC Drone here, he's just here for now until I need to move him out. These are scanning. But this unit here, this is the rocket that is in transit, 3% away, so it'll take some time.
We've just found Beagle 2.
Okay.
Or at least what's left of it.
Over the years, over 2/3 of the mission spent to Mars ended in disaster. The tragic course of events attributed to bad luck, human error, or simply to the inevitability of shooting blind in the dark, had created a dark humour revolving around the great galactic ghoul which feeds on exploration probes and the mystery of the Martian Triangle. One of the best equipped probe missions to Mars was Beagle 2, which failed dramatically in the last minutes before landing. Failed by the parachutes and the treacherous Martian atmosphere. The brave little probe crashed at fatally high speeds against the red desert. Gained tech boost 10% to all robotics technologies, mate. This thing is getting, you know, getting done. Done, son. So I'm building a concrete extractor, which is fantastic, but anything else I need? Rare metals extractor, they need people. That metals extractor needs people. I'm building my concrete extractor. Water. Construction 5 power. Okay, alright, this is done now, so let's go back to power cable. This requires 5 power. These give off 10 each. When you open them, it gives off more power to be put into the grid, so it's all good shit. And I need to build power cables, so what I do is build that there. There you go, so my drones will like once that's complete. Laughing boy. Let's turn this music up, it's quite sick actually. So far we've got a little bloody round things and the shuttle, and we have 2 minutes left, but I want to show you something that actually happens, because nothing's actually happened yet apart from just landing on this planet and just making a load of storage depot. But we're ready, we're getting there. Calm down people, jeez. Thing is, the entire point of a moisture evaporator is it gets moisture. I got one. You can either extract water from the ground, and that's going to cost concrete and whatever. I might as well use this to start with. I mean, yeah. Once I need more water, I'll just start digging the water out of the ground like a savage. Let's build up. It's best to build this now. Let's build it over here, behind this little ridge. And what I can do is just build the power cables preemptively. Oh, fuck's sake. I mean, god damn it, sorry. Excuse the French. Yeah, right, okay. Right, guys. If you can hold off until... this is why I don't like doing half an hour episodes. You know, I just waste so much time just talking crap or like just doing rubbish or whatever, you know. Oh, dude, you almost ran this guy over. Now he's deep within the soil of Mars. Okay, well, I'll leave it here. We're on the way. Next one will be, well, it won't be so much of an introduction sort of thing, so I'll be able to get cracking rocks, cracking metals, and building domes, hopefully. We're getting there, Got a nice start. Sorry if it's not symmetrical or anything. This place is going to get messy, I'll tell you that now. But we'll manage it. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.